Hello, everyone. We are here today with our special guest series and Young African Sisters. And I have a special guest. Her name is Confi, and I'm excited for you all to hear about what she does and where she comes from. So let's go ahead and get started. Hello, Comfy. How are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Can you introduce yourself and tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do and where you come from?
Hey, awesome. So my name is Awodwa Confidence Tobo, and I'm from a beautiful country called South Africa. I am a Xhosa woman, and I live in Stellenbosch with my mother. I also grew up in Stellenbosch. I went to Stellenbosch University where I received a bachelor's degree in international studies. I also studied sustainable development for my honors. I am a guide, a nature guide, and a cultural guide. And yeah, I'm 25 years of age. I'm turning 26 this year. Yes, excited to be adulting.
Very nice. And can you tell us just a little bit about what you do day to day at your job?
Okay, so I work in the hospitality industry. I work at a place called Boschendal. It's situated in between Franschhoek and Stellenbosch. So I work in the activities department where we educate kids about the importance of knowing where your food comes from. We take them to the different animals that we have around the farm. We also do forgotten skills where we use sticks to make fire. We actually also do farm tours. Yeah, that's what I do from day to day. But that's actually about to change, eh?
Oh,
um, yeah, it's about to change because I've decided that education is very important. So I want to also do postgrad a postgrad in education where I can eventually become a teacher.
okay. Very, very,
Yeah.
very nice. And so what motivated you to um go this route? I know you're switching, thinking about going into teaching, but what were
Yeah.
some of the things that motivated you to inspire others to learn even about nature and culture?
When I was about 9 years old, I joined an organization called Horizon International. And this used to be a singing and dancing group in South Africa. They also promoted leadership skills. So we had a lot of role models around this organization. And every year we used to travel to USA to raise funds for orphan HIV children in Africa. So that for me was very inspiring, and it instilled a lot of values within me. So education was one of them, and I guess living in Stellenbosch, being surrounded by the beautiful nature, also made me become a lover of nature and just staying grounded and connected. So I think it's very important to yeah to educate kids, and yeah, because I love educating myself. That's the only way that we should go. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. And I also want to talk about you as an author. You have written a book. Can you tell us just a little bit about your book?
Okay, so this book is not published yet. I'm still fishing around and trying to see what is the best option to publish my book. But this story is based on a true story of myself and a friend of mine called Karel Homak. We live in the same building, and because he has passed away, I just wanted to honor him by writing this book. And it was also just after the Black Lives Matter movement with George Floyd. I just felt like in South Africa we also have our fair share of discrimination, racism, and all that jazz. And for me, this was my love letter to the world, to just say, why don't we just, love each other and, do things that promote love and not hate. And, despite your skin color, we are all people. We all cry when we're sad. We all smile when we're happy. So for me, this was just my love letter to my late friend Carl, and also just countering a lot of things happening around the world. And obviously targeting kids, because I love kids.
Yes,
Yeah.
very, very, very nice. Wow. And I also want to talk about you as a tour guide. You guide nature
Mm.
tours. So can you talk about how did you decide to get involved with this? Or I think this is your own, is this your own business or are you a
It
tour
is.
guide at a business? I'm not for sure.
When I studied, I'm telling you from the beginning round. So when I did my sustainable development degree, one of the modules that we had to do was called comparative studies in sustainable living. And for a month, we traveled to Nepal, and prior to that, we had to practice, going up the mountain, and because that's what we did most of the time when we were there. So I remember the last day where we had to fly back to South Africa. I saw a T-shirt and it was written, "We exist," and I just felt like I had an epiphany where I'm going to go back to South Africa and I'm going to start my nature guiding company, and taking people around the area, and just um, really try to immerse people in the culture or the place, because that's exactly what I had went through that at that time. And I also felt like I've always been a guide because with students, they always ask you, where's this place, and where's this place. So for me, I just felt like I was a guide by nature. And when I came back to South Africa, that's when I decided that I also want to get a nature guiding certificate, so that I can do this as a side hustle also.
Very nice, very nice. I mean, I'm definitely going to be going on those nature tours. I'm excited when we come back.
Thank you.
Very excited about that. So where does all of your inspiration come from? How are you inspired? Because it sounds like you definitely are motivated to do a lot of different things. You have your own organization. I wanted you to talk a little bit about that as well. So what
Yeah.
inspires you to keep going and doing all these different projects and programs and companies and organizations?
Um, I would say for me, um, my mother's love. She really believes in me. She really believes that I can, if I set my mind into something, that I can absolutely do everything. So I think I draw my inspiration from my mom's love, and and I grew up in the township where there wasn't a lot of role models. And for me, I just decided that I also want to become a role model within my community. So when I hear of kids coming up to me, or whenever sometimes we also have open dialogues with girls in my township, then they say, "Oh no, you actually inspire me, and you went to university, or you're doing this and that." And I also draw inspiration from that, and it makes me just want to keep on pushing and pushing. Yeah.
Wow, wow. Well, you definitely keep pushing and you're very young. So you still have time and things to do. What are some of the things, I guess, beyond teaching? What are some of the things that you want to do the next, I would say, 5 to 10 years?
In the next 5 to 10 years, besides the teaching, I really like the rural parts of South Africa. I keep on having this conversation with my mother, And in the Eastern Cape, like there's big pieces of land, and we're having this problem of urbanization and everyone coming here, and everything is so clustered. So I just want to really go back to my roots and be able to take people to the Eastern Cape, where we're able to do night skies. It's always nice to look at the skies and learning about the different stars and planets in Southern Africa. And also we have one of the most clearest night skies there, so
Wow.
really just um, taking people to what's happening around there, because come and enjoy parts of South Africa.
Wow.
I
Very,
think we
very.
had an
Yes, we have some technical difficulty, but it's okay. Yes. Okay, I can hear you now.
okay, great.
Yes. Yes. Very nice. So, I guess what would you say to other girls who inspire to become an author or maybe do something different, like work on a farm or
Yeah.
start their own company? What would you say to them?
I would say surround yourself with positive people and believe in your dreams. Even if no one, even if no one, um, even if no one gives you that motivation, try to become your own motivation, because it has to start somewhere. Um, that fire has to start somewhere, and but yeah, just believe in your dreams, focus on your dreams, and keep pushing, and yeah, speak to the right people. When you are in tune with nature, it will conspire in your favor. So just give it out to the universe and believe and manifest in your dream, and it will become a reality. And if you live it also, then it will work out for you.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, thank you for your time. I have
You're welcome.
enjoyed the conversation and learning about you,
Thank
and
you, Dr.
hopefully you will come back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I really appreciate these kind of platforms. And I really hope that I'm able to reach whoever's heart out there.
Oh, very nice. Nice.